Alright guys, figured it was time to do an update, so here you go. This is my 1,400 gallon mixed Central and South American cichlid tank. For those of you who have not seen this tank before, it's 12 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet. And everything's still doing great in here. I still haven't had any deaths, and aggression's still pretty low. Anyway, there's kind of been some changes. For instance, this is a female. When I first put this Gorillas Black in here, I originally thought, and was on the fence about it, but I was leaning towards this being a male. And within a couple days of posting my last video, it became pretty obvious what this was. The coloration kind of finally came out, and this fish turned into what it is. Anyway, she actually ended up pairing off with this Gorillas Blue male, and I never saw the eggs, but they were guarding a rock, and I believe that the way that they were guarding it, they did spawn. So anyway, he, in the process, of course, was trying to protect that area, and did a really good job of it until the big Rio mag male decided that he wanted that area for his own. He never did see anything eat eggs or anything like that, but I think just the fact that they were guarding an area so fiercely, I think he kind of perceived that as a challenge to his dominance in the tank. So anyway, that's kind of why this guy kind of got some split fins and such, but no real big deal. Anyway, I do have a pair of Trimax that can get you that's the male. Sorry if you can't see it. These fish, anytime I come in front of this tank, they think that they need to be fed, and they flood the viewing window. And anyway, it makes it great for me, but it's hard for shooting videos for sure. There's the female. Anyway, she is from Cichlids of the Americas, out of Dan's stock, and everything else is stock that I have raised myself. The father to these guys was a Trimac I got from Jeff Rapps, and then the female was wild caught that I also got from Dan at Cichlids of the Americas. Most of these fish did come from there, like this barred Midas. I've got 3 of these guys in here. This is the largest of them. It's about 9 inches now. They all came from Dan at Cichlids of the Americas, as did these Cispillum, if that's how you correctly say that, as well as the Percy. I've got 2 of those. I've got a male and a female Percy. Those fish, they grow at a ridiculous rate. This male went in the tank at probably, I'm going to say right around 12 inches. I didn't measure that fish, that particular fish, but he's easily 14 inches now, and that's within a month and a half of being in here. So to still be growing at that kind of rate, this far along into being or into maturity, that's pretty incredible. Everything's just growing at a ridiculous rate in here. My bully is still this bass. I don't know what it is, but it hates my female Trimax. Trimax in general. I'm guessing it's just the coloration. They're the closest thing as far as coloration goes to this bass itself, so it does kind of chase around the females a little bit, and the males don't give in quite as easily. So it's a fish that will definitely bully anything that it can, but its days of that are coming to an end. It doesn't grow near as quickly as the rest of these fish do. So anyway, big Rio mag male. He's still by far my favorite fish. Easily 18 inches, maybe more. there's been a considerable change in growth with that guy. His female is still right around the 14-inch mark, and you can see that he's starting to kind of dwarf her a little bit. She had a little more trouble integrating into the community setup. She kind of hit a little bit more than some of the other fish, just wasn't used to it, but she's now starting to kind of get a little more spunky, and there has been a little bit of kind of spawning behavior between her and the male, so that's encouraging. I've added a little bit of driftwood. You can see I've got a ton of current in this tank. That comes from a power head over on the other side of this tank. I keep that power head on about 50% of the time. And other than that, everything's just growing. Nothing real special going on. Haven't had any successful spawns or anything like that, but everything's just really put on a lot of size. And I think the longer that they're in here, I think they will kind of pick up on growth even more still. I think it's just a lot of stuff is still kind of getting comfortable with being in this large system, and you know, some fish have taken to it really quickly. The Trimax, the Percy, you know, they settled in almost immediately, as did my big Rio Mag, and the other two Gorilla Sunbees as well. You can see that he's packed on a lot of weight, a lot of size. He's probably 13 inches, for maybe 14, very, very close in length to that female, so just a beast. Don't even know, there's so much that is going on in here, I don't really know exactly where to start with it to even tell you guys. I am still feeding NLS. I feed 3mm sinking and 4.5mm floating, along with some YFS freeze-dried krill once or twice a week. And the krill is just mostly for me. There's, as far as me trying to get some kind of a benefit from that, I'm not really gonna see a whole lot of benefit from feeding the krill. Has a very similar profile to the main ingredient in the NLS, so I mean there's a little bit of a protein increase, but it's not a different amino acid complex, so it's not going to be something that they're going to be getting something different from. So that's mostly just for me. It's fun to see your fish eat something else besides just a pellet sometimes, so that's what that's for. I do plan on culturing some red regulars here probably within the next month or so. I'll get some of those ordered and start culturing them to feed, just to cheapen up my feed ration. Besides this tank, I'm maintaining about 600 gallons besides this tank as well, so anything I can do to keep my costs down definitely helps. I do have some samples of Southern Delight coming. Give it a try, see how I like it. If it's something that I do like, I think that several of their pellets are high enough quality that I'm certainly not afraid to feed it. I will never replace NLS until something else better comes along, and I still don't believe that Southern Delight is that pellet yet. Maybe in the future they will continue to change their process, and it may become something greater than NLS, but for right now it would be something that I'd feed maybe every 3 days, something like that, just to cheapen up my ration. I can get the Southern Delight bulk slightly cheaper than I can the NLS, so if it's something I do like, I may go along that line. But I've had great luck with the NLS. My fish grow fast, everything's healthy. I almost never have any sort of illness of any kind with any of my fish. A lot of that comes down to water quality, but I do believe a well-balanced diet really helps aid in that. This guy here is still not quite 4 years old and 18 inches. I've been raised basically solely on NLS, as you can see. Now, for being 4 years old, still has just excellent form. He's not fat, not wasty. Some of those fish, you see get to this size, they start to get a little chunkier than you want to see. and part of that's attributed to overfeeding, but a lot of that's just a lower quality food, and everything that I've ever grown on NLS I can't be happier with. So still my staple. I still do believe that your water changes are the biggest thing in keeping fish healthy. I still, even though I don't read any nitrates within a couple weeks, I still do a water change on this tank, about a 60% water change about every 10 days, as well as 10 or 15% water changes 3 or 4 times in between that. So clean water is really important to me. I've changed up my filtration a little bit. I ditched the Rubbermaid tote for a 110-gallon stock tank. So now my 3 Eheim 2262s all run into a trickle tower that trickle through into a 110-gallon sump. So a little higher volume of water. All said and done, I've got about nearly 1,600 gallons in this system. And if you guys want to keep these big rowdy cichlids together, this is the way to do it. Other than that, don't know what else to say. You know, everything's growing. I'm going to start maybe doing some more frequent videos and maybe kind of outlining just a particular fish or a particular species within the tank, and kind of give you guys a rundown on each fish and its personality, and kind of try and get you guys caught up to speed that way. There's a lot of stuff in here, so it's hard for me to do a video and explain how everything is and what everything's place in the tank is without it being a 2-hour long video, and I don't think you guys want to sit through something like that. So that's something I'm going to do. Look at this guy. This is the male that's trying to spawn with that female. Just the colors on this guy really starting to pop. Again, I raised these, had a batch. I kept about 100 of them, and there were, I don't know, 20 or 30% that had very little markings on them, and I just thought they were kind of unique, so I pulled a lot of them and kept them for myself. I wanted to see what they'd turn out to be, and it's a look that I really like. It's not for everyone. Some people, you know, really like the flower spots and they want 5 or 6 or 7 of them running along the lateral line, but this cleaner look is something I really enjoy. Something that I don't see a lot of. So I'm into unique. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any questions about anything, I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, just keep tuning in. Things are kind of slowing down a little bit with work. I'm kind of getting into a groove with what I'm doing this time of year now, so it's something I should have a little more time to do some videos. So I do plan on keeping you guys updated a little better. Tonight, I'm probably going to do a feeding video that I will upload late tonight. So anyway, watch for that. That's something that's coming. I actually began filming it last night and didn't have enough space on my phone. Got into it about 20 seconds. You know, food hit the water, and anyway, the video stopped, and before I could get enough space cleared up, the food was gone, and I didn't want to have to feed again. And anyway, it's just not the same. So I would like to give you guys a feeding video though, so that's something that's going to be coming soon. So here next day, maybe 2. I'm thinking tonight. As long as nothing comes up, I'll get that going tonight for you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all next time.